It's been a while since I've done an update. My hair is faded. I need to update it. But second brain surgery. I am officially now 6 months out of my second brain aneurysm. I had a coil and a stent, a flow diverter put in. So we caught this brain aneurysm before it ruptured. So let me go back a little bit to 2016. I'm 28 years old. I'm working in special education. I go to school. It is Cinco de Mayo. I have a usual, just a migraine, you know, it's whatever. And I come home and I tell my brother I'm going to hop in the shower, and if he can help drive me to go hang out with my friends. So in the shower is when my aneurysm ruptures. And it felt like I got hit with a baseball bat. I mean, I had to catch myself in the shower. I ended up being at the bottom of the shower, banging on it. I had difficulty walking. I wanted my brother to help lift me up. But what's so crazy is that I didn't, like, lose consciousness. Like, I was like, you know, obviously I'm showering. So I'm like, please don't, you know, I don't want you to be scarred for life. So, you know, like, throw me my robe. So like, I'm still cognizant enough to like know that. And he's like, I can carry you. And I'm like, no, you don't have to carry me. Like, I can walk, but I had to have my arm around him. So when my mom saw me like that, I did say, I don't want to go to the ER. So I did argue with her, and my dad, and I said, let me just sleep it off. So I did go to sleep that night. Did not go to the ER after my aneurysm ruptured. Mistake number one, okay? Like, the odds are now, it's crazy that I survived this, okay? Because the earlier they can get you, the better, okay? So it wasn't until the next day that my mom is out of town now, and she's asking my dad how I am, and my dad's like, she is just sleeping. Like, they start now thinking meningitis, because I can't keep my eyes open. Obviously now, because I'm bleeding in my brain. So while we are driving to that ER, I see that road and that semi, and I see the exact same road and the exact same semi. So I tell my dad, and I tell that ER doctor, you know, worst headache of my life. I threw up. I don't usually throw up from migraines. Stiff neck, difficulty walking. My brother had to help me. Scene double. He does not scan me. He shoots me up with nerve blockers and sends me home. So my doctor hears that, I understand. And so that is why he just prescribed me steroids. So I went until the 12th before my eye crossed in, and finally they're like, oh my God, let's scan her. That's when then they saw I had a subarachnoid hemorrhage. They're like, we don't have a doctor here who can do the surgery. So I got life flighted at the Cleveland Clinic. Cut to 7 years later, I'm celebrating my anniversary, and they find that I have another aneurysm. My coils are slipping. And so I actually, when I had my second brain surgery, my first brain surgery was on 5/12. My second one was on 6/12. I am born in the 12th month. So I don't know what you guys know about numbers. And when I was staying in the room, I could see the helicopter pad of where I had been life flighted. So it was a very weird, surreal experience. Now, because we caught this aneurysm before it could rupture, before it could unleash mayhem, I did notice my equilibrium being off, and I was getting that checked, but they thought it was my equilibrium and an inner ear problem. So I had actually already seen a specialist and was about to go see another specialist. Now my equilibrium's already getting better. I did have to take blood thinners. Luckily, no more, only for 6 months because of the stent and the flow diverter. I will have to continue to take baby aspirin for the rest of my life because I am a cyborg. So I am feeling amazing and great. They no longer want to do an angiogram in December. They said they just want to check me with an MRA in June. I feel really, really good. It's just the tiredness and, you know, the neuro fatigue, a little bit of memory, you know, But also I'm dealing with a lot of grief, so I don't know how much of that is the brain surgery and how much of that is like emotional and all these other things. So this second brain surgery, I'm being a lot kinder to myself. I'm not pushing myself through my recovery. 6 months out is amazing to be doing all that I am doing. But I'm also learning that this is a marathon, not a sprint. And when they tell you have to get everything back in 6 months, that's a lie. So I'm not like, before old me would have been like, we need to be back to yoga, you need to be back to doing everything. And I'm just slowly but surely getting myself into the groove of things. So feel free to ask me any questions. I do go live with a lot of other survivors just to show you guys how different we all are. Every brain is different. Every injury is different. And we all need to share our stories because somebody needs to hear how you are getting through it. And it also helps just so much because sometimes, you know, when I'm not feeling so razzle dazzle, I look to the community, I look to other survivors, and I am always inspired and motivated, and also just reminded that even as broken as you feel, you are still so valuable, you are so important, and you still give back even though you feel like you can't give to your full potential. You do. So you're here for a reason, not just a season. I love you. And that might be crazy, but there's people out there who hate people for no reason. So I'm gonna keep on loving you guys.